The object of Taxi Chronicles is to allow real riders with real stories share their experience and enhance your life. So sit back and enjoy the journey. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have a lovely lady. She's worked in St Thomas's hospitals, and we all know Simon is a fan of hospitals, especially after recovering from rickets as a baby. So he's a big fan of NHS, so thank you for your service. And we're just going to hear about how she got into the medical industry and what it's like working in cardiology. I'm probably saying it wrong. And the other areas she's worked in. So nice to have you here today, Sally.
Oh, thank you so much. Nice to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. So tell us, what is it you do and what is it that you've done?
So first of all, my first job started off in nursing, where I worked in a cardiology and cardiac surgery ward. I got into nursing when I was about 17. I was looking at going to universities and I was looking at different courses I wanted to do, and I just thought I could see myself becoming a nurse. Like, I really wanted to help give things back to the community and help other people. So I thought I'll apply for a couple of universities and see if I get in. I ended up going to King's College London, where I did my 3 years nursing degree, where I worked at St George's and all my placements there. And then I ended up working on a ward called Benjamin Ware ward, which is cardiac surgery and cardiology. So there I saw a lot of cardiac surgery, so I dealt with open heart surgery, like coronary bypass grafts, a lot of patients who'd had like stents, angiograms and things like that. So I saw quite a lot, really.
Okay, so tell us, what is this, the ECG, the cardio thing? You've explained it to me, but it'd be nice to explain to the audience.
Yeah, sure. So that's just one of the investigations we do. So it can it just looks at the electrical conductivity of the heart. So what we do is we just put on 12 stickers, and then 12 leads take different positions of the view of the heart, and it can tell if you're like in a normal rhythm or if you're in a regular heart rate.
Okay. So, in my case, they said I had a swollen heart, not these people. That's why I'm going on Saturday to have a scan. Why would I have to go if it's a swollen heart, do you know?
Enlarged heart, it can be a lot of things. Like, it can cause like heart murmurs. Sometimes there can be different reasons that's causing the heart to be enlarged. So they probably just want to check the rhythm of your heart to make sure you're in a normal heart rate.
If you're fat, if you put on a lot of weight, would that be a reason?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Obesity is definitely linked to sort of like heart attacks.
But the swelling of the swollen heart, would it be?
It can be. There's sort of a lot of different reasons. Some people are born with like cardiac problems, can be born with like an enlarged heart, for example.
Okay. I said before and I'll say again, you're a very nice, pleasant lady.
Oh, thank
you. Great personality, very caring voice. How have you managed to keep that over the many years you've been in the medical industry?
It's definitely been difficult. At times I've had my patience tested, for sure. But I think just the passion, really. Just there's always people who like really appreciative of what you do, and that just sort of keeps me going and really wanting to help other people.
Okay. What those moments where you've been tested, what was the circumstances and how did you overcome it?
Lots of people have been really sort of like aggressive and not wanting to care or like comply with the standards in the NHS. For example, a lot of patients get angry if they have to sort of wait because we're like really busy, and then they make a complaint and they shout at you because maybe you've taken like an hour to get them a cup of tea, but then there's like a patient having like a cardiac arrest who needs like emergency care. So definitely in those situations it has annoyed me a little bit.
Okay. And how have you managed to overcome that?
I think just experience, to be honest. You know you're going to get all different types of people. You know you just have to stay patient and calm and just try and explain to them that you're making the best out of the situation with the poor staffing, the emergencies we have. And then that normally helps and people tend to understand.
Okay, so it's a bit, so you never ever turn around and say, excuse me, Someone's dying in the room next to you. I'm meant to be dealing with them right now, but right now I'm talking to you because you want a cup of tea.
Sometimes in my head maybe I say that, but definitely no, just, you know.
I think you'd perfectly be within your rights to say that.
Yeah.
Make something. Someone's child's died in the next room, but no, Your Highness wants a cup of tea. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, for sure. I say it in my head a lot, but no, it's just one of those things, really.
What have you learnt about the industry that you wish you knew when you had started?
I wish I knew how short-staffed it was going to be and how stressful it was going to be, to be honest. I mean, I heard things, but you don't really know how bad it is until you're on the actual floor.
Okay. Do you feel, how would you solve the problems of the short staff?
So we try and get agency nurse and bank staff in nurse, but quite often you just have to sort of deal with it yourselves and just make the nurse have more patients, which is quite unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
And again, really stressful, but you know, what can you do?
What I meant is, if you were Boris, or the person in the head of the NHS Trust with the magic pen, what would you do to change things to make your job much more attractable, much more bearable, and the many other things that you may come into your mind? What would you do?
One of the main things that I don't understand is why they took away the free NHS course at university. So when I studied, it was actually free, my course, but no way would I have done 3 years if I had to pay for it, because it's such a stressful, hard job as it is. But you're literally paying to work on placements, work long hours, as well as doing dissertations and essays. It's crazy. The course should be free, and I think that would definitely employ a lot more nurses.
Okay, that's good, that's interesting. I have a theory that, and this may not help you right now in your career, but if you bring back fitness as a compulsory element of education in every day for all the students, then by the end of 16 years you'd have a very fitter nation and less pressure on the NHS.
Yeah, you're probably right. There's probably lots of different lifestyle factors that we can sort of change and implement, but definitely exercise is definitely a good way of keeping healthy, and diet. A lot of us have really bad diets and we don't do a lot of exercise. This whole diabetes is a thing of... Oh, you have diabetes?
Well, yeah, because they said I have diabetes, but my argument is I don't have diabetes. I just ate a lot of sugar and sweets for a period of time for the last 2 years during lockdown, because I was driving. I was one of the few drivers who drove. So I used to eat a lot of chocolates and sweets to get through it.
Yeah.
To keep a sugar rush, and drink lots of fruit juice. And I didn't think, when it says 25% sugar, I thought natural sugar, it's all right. But clearly I was wrong if you did 4 of them a day. So now I have to re-regulate, kind of purge my system, which I'm doing on the diet side of things and stuff like that. And then 3 months time in October, you might see me doing another test. I said, I told you I wasn't. But I keep a diabetic card so I can get free healthcare.
Oh yeah, if it's type 2 diabetes, it's so much more easier to sort of get diet controlled, medications, whereas type 1 is normally
they
from
chop
quite a
your
young
feet
age.
off and chop your toes off, kind of thing.
You can do that with type 2 as well, but it just depends how badly controlled your diabetes is, really.
Yeah, I'm making a point of exercising every day.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
And if I do, I've missed 2 days before, and what I do, I just do double exercise the next day, so I punish myself.
Oh,
Sound a bit like a sadist. I just go for a 4-mile jog and then do Muay Thai, then swim a kilometre or something. Things like that. But,
that's very good. Swimming's quite calming as well, actually.
Yeah. I get an MP3 waterproof headphones and just swim listen to motivational stuff or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Along that line. So, you said you've worked in this, what's it called again?
Cardiac surgery and cardiology ward.
Okay. What was your first impressions of that when you walked onto there? So that's probably daunting. You're seeing people with their rib cage open.
Yes, yeah.
You're like, I don't know how you don't get cold feet or run off, but you don't. You're a braver woman than I am when it comes to these things. So how's that experience been? Because the reason why I'm kind of delving into this is because a young person might be listening to this and wanted to go into your industry, but they can get a full sight of what to expect and how to manage it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely going in as a newly qualified nurse to a cardiac ward is definitely a challenge. It's definitely frightening, but it's just so rewarding, and you've just got all the more junior member of the staff, senior, there to support you. So it just made it such a more relaxed environment, and you learn so much on there. So it just sort of becomes second nature, really, after you get used to it and get in the swing of it.
It never made your stomach turn or anything like that?
There have been times when I've definitely started out like as a student nurse with all the blood and gore, but like I say, as you go on, you get used to it.
One thing I found amazing is how quickly the human body heals.
It can, yeah. There's different things sometimes, like diabetes, like you were saying, that can
slow things down.
It can, yeah, especially wound healing and things like that. There's different factors.
I never thought of that.
But generally, when we have patients who came in with cardiac surgery, they would go home in sort of 5 days, which is really quick considering they've had like their chest cut open and it's a big operation.
So when I had my hernia operation, they sent me home the same, the next day.
Yeah,
so
normally it's the same day, yeah.
So I was surprised. And then I saw it healing. I was like, whoa, this is...
Yeah.
But then the doctor said I was in the military then. So the doctor said my abdomen was very strong.
Yeah, so
he didn't need to put in the
healthier.
patch. He just let it heal and it all binded.
Yeah.
Because from all the pull-ups and sit-ups. And
Oh,
the rest of the
amazing.
things like that. Yeah, and stuff. So you're working on, what's the section you're working on now?
So now I'm disability analyst nurse, which is a nice 9 to 5 job. It's a lot easier.
Okay, so is that what it says on the tin kind of thing? You're looking at who can do what as someone who's disabled?
Yeah, so it's basically just providing examinations for claimants and then seeing if they're fit for benefits, for disability benefits. Just providing a medical report to the government, and just with your recommendations.
I had a conversation with someone like you the other day.
Oh, really?
He's like, did he work at St George's? He worked somewhere in London anyway. He's very kind of flamboyant man, and he was living in Spain. He comes over every so often to do like free contracts, free jobs, and he'll write reports. He always writes them in depth, and he makes sure he writes fresh reports because some people copy and paste.
Yes.
So he doesn't want people going. He doesn't want to be taken to court to be re-examined by the prosecutor because
for sure.
He says the hospital will say we're not doing that, and then they'll go to court, and he has to go to court now and gets thing. So is that what you do?
It's basically, yeah, but the DWP, the government, sort of make that final decision. I'm just providing like a medical report.
Okay.
Gathering all that background information on like chronic conditions like mental health, physical health.
Okay. Well, it's been a great journey. We're coming to the end of our journey. Great interview, sorry.
Thank you.
I've got one last question. You shared the gift, which we appreciate.
Thank you.
So hopefully some younger people or people in general will be educated. My question to you is, if the world is in front of you, 7.5 billion people, based on your life experience, what words of advice would you give the world?
Ooh, that is a tough one.
No pressure.
Always be positive, always stay happy, and reach for the stars.
Reach for the stars. Thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well.
Thank you so much for having me.
We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channel. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.